Now, what they want you to see is in part A, if you look at A, B, and C, hopefully you can see which one is the easiest to factor. Which one looks easiest to factor? The first one. So if you're factoring x squared plus 5x minus 24, it's not bad because you can go right away to your brackets, think my first ones have to be x and x to get x squared. How can I get 24? What are different ways to get 24? 8 and 3. And if I used 8 and 3, do my outside and my inside ever make 5? Yes, they do. And if I want plus 5, I would need my 8 to be positive, my 3 to be negative. Do a quick check. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. That still works. X times x is x squared. My outside and my inside, 8x minus 3x makes 5x. We're done. That's easy. In fact, whenever things look like this, especially if it starts with just 1x squared, these are probably the easiest ones to factor. The second one, part B. Right away you should look at it and say it doesn't look as easy. Okay? Because we've got a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's two options of ways to do it. One takes a long time and one doesn't take that much time. We're going to do the shortcut way first, so hopefully you always do that. What we're going to do is we're going to pick a favorite letter other than X. Y. Okay. Because. Or is Y the letter you want to pick? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off by saying, let's make Y equal to X minus 6. We're going to find out Y in a second. Maybe we shouldn't use Y because there's so many questions of Y. Okay, P. You can P in because it's fun to use P. Okay. If you've already written Y, you can continue with Y. Okay? But in case people ask why, then I'll know. Now you can ask YP, and then we'll be able to work it. Okay. So if we let P equal X minus 6, or if you let Y equal X minus 6, that means wherever I have an X minus 6 in my equation, I can rewrite this. And instead of writing X minus 6, I can write P. 2P squared plus 10P minus 48. And we've changed it from a hard-looking factoring one to a factoring one we've done before. Now we can factor with P. Oh, first of all, I hope you can see that there's a common factor. There's a 2 in all of them. So you can factor that 2 out, leaving us with P squared plus 5P minus 24. Oh, does this ever look like what we started with, doesn't it? Can you see that we've got exactly the same expression that we had in part A? And we already factored that in part A. It's not, again, it's an easy one to factor because the only way you get P squared is P times P, PP. And 8 and 3, you need the 8 to be positive and the 3 to be negative. And it doesn't matter if you did P minus 3, P plus 8, or P plus 8, P minus 3. They're the same thing. Now that we've substituted the P in for X minus 6, now substitute back. Because we started by making P equal to X minus 6. So now wherever there's a P, we're going to write X minus 6 again. So that would look like that for that P. And X minus 6 back in for that one. Now X minus 6 minus 3 is X minus 9. And X minus 6 plus 8 is X plus 2. This is the shorter way of going about this. The longer way,
Do we have to do the longer way?
no, I'll just explain it, but we won't do it.
Okay.
Okay? Because sometimes you don't see the shortcut. The longer way would be to expand everything first. So you'd have to do x minus 6 times x minus 6, get x squared minus 12x plus 36, then multiply it by 2 to get 2x squared minus 24x plus 72, then add, and you'd multiply the 10 through 10x minus 60, combine all your like terms, and you would get a new expression, and then factor that one right from the beginning once you've expanded it. This makes it quicker and easier. Can you see in part C? Ha ha ha. What should we let our P equal to? So if we let our P equal to 2x plus 5. Go back to the last one for a second. Okay. So now in part C, we notice that it's 3 times something squared plus 10 times something minus 8. If we let P equal to 2x plus 5, our expression becomes 3p squared plus 10p minus 8. This one's not hard to factor because what's the only way to get 3p squared? 3p and p. Now to get 8, what are some options for getting 8? 1 and 8. So what we do is we go and we test 1 and 8. What's my outside? 24. What's my inside? 1. Does that make 10? No. So you like 2 and 4 now? So if we try 2 and 4, what's my outside? 12. What's my inside? 2. Does that make 10? Yes. So now we're going to try. We're going to make my outside positive, so I get plus 12 minus 2, because that makes 10. Do a quick check. Do my outside ones make negative 8? Yes. Do my first ones make 3p squared? My outside and inside make 10. Perfect. Now we substitute back. So once we've done this, now we put in, instead of p, 2x plus 5. And notice when I substitute it back in, I put it in brackets just in case there's other numbers there. And in the first one, we had a 3 out in front. That 3 will have to get multiplied by both the 2x and the 5. So I will distribute this. It'll be 6x plus 15. And then it'll become, when I subtract 2, just 6x plus 13. And here I have 2x plus 5 plus 4 will become 2x plus 9. Are you okay with the 13?
No, that's not supposed
Okay, I did this, which will give me 15, and then I subtracted the 2 to get the 13. Did 2 steps at once, but sometimes when you're writing it down, you're like, where'd that come from? So we can do 15 and 16. We're going to do example 4, and then I'll give you time at the end for working on all of it, because example 4 has a similar idea.